Good morning, Amy E. Bit of a weird day today. So I'm not too sure how many to expect. I'm not expecting the normal amount of people to tune in today because the internet at school had gone down yesterday. And so that's why we were looking to cancel our live lessons. But I thought I'd still make an appearance. Good morning, Summer. Good morning, Maria. Just going to give it a couple more minutes. I know we're running slightly late today, but I was just explaining it's a bit of a weird day, isn't it? Not having our usual live English lesson and our live math lesson because the internet at school went down, and usually Miss Pastan and I like to go to school because we can use the visualizer and different things for our lessons. But I figured out a way to show you something that will help you with your math today. So I thought I'd still do a mini live lesson today. So it probably won't be for the hour, but I will start in just a minute. Okay, lovelies? Right, I know some people have got a little bit confused because we launched the new AET website. Some people are commenting in this, so I just want to make sure that we know exactly where to comment today. So, as always, actually, if I share my screen with you, that will help, won't it? Otherwise, you won't know where I'm going. So I'll share my screen with you now, my lovelies. And if you just type in Lee Forest Academy, you'll come up to the Lee Forest website. And then, as always, if you go to the virtual school at the top and go down to year 5. Morning, Chloe B. You'll come to the year 5 virtual school, and it's still this button here. So if you click here, it brings up the form that you use to submit your answer. Okay, so to talk to me and comment with me, so I'm particularly thinking about Jay here, bless him. You need to make sure you're using this button. All right, lovely. Back on the Lee Forest website. So hopefully that helps. I did say I'll explain it to you. Right. I've got, like I said, a bit of a random lesson for you guys today. Um, Now, I didn't want to deliver anything new because I knew the children at school can't access it potentially because of obviously the internet not working. So I just wanted to consolidate on what we did with percentages by teaching you a little trick I discovered when trying to help out Chloe B with her doodle task. And Chloe, what I sent you to watch on YouTube, I actually learned for the first time the other day. And it's an epic way to quickly do percentages. And I think I thought I have to tell you guys because you're going to find it so much easier. Hello, Jude. So let's go through it then. So remember we were looking at last lesson, trying to find that 10%, 5%, and 1% of a percentage. Okay. Because usually when we were doing your year 5 tests, your arithmetic tests, that's where most of the marks were getting missed when we were doing percentage questions. That's because we hadn't covered it yet. But I'm hoping when you guys come back, whenever it may be, when you get a percentage question, you're going to think of it like it's so easy. So I'm going to show you an example of what we're going to do today. So, say you need to find, look how nifty this is, guys. I found this app as well. I was like, how can I show them about a visualizer? And I was like, oh, this is great. So, say I want to have 50% of 40. Okay. Now to Chloe is like, yes, it's easy. Good, Chloe. Morning, Lexi. So all you have to do is, this is the trick, guys. Before, what we would have done is, let me show you the long way that we would have done before. We would have done this. We would have first found 10%. Yeah. So let's go here. Why is it not moving for me? Yeah, there we go. We first would have found 10%. And remember, to find 10% means we divide the amount, so we divide 40 by 10. So 10% of 40, so 40 divided by 10. Well, 10 goes into 44 times. 10, 20, 30, 40, right? So 10% of 40 is 4. Then what we would have done is we would have realised that, but we don't have 10%, it wants 50%. And 10 goes into 55 times. So we then would have done 4 times 5 equals 20. And that's how we would have done that. But that's providing that you even knew how to find the 10%. Some of you wouldn't have known that mentally like I did. So some of you would have done an extra step by using place value grid, or some of you might have used the bus stop method. So that would have added in an extra step, which would have made this process quite long. However, look at this. Can you see that there's the number 4 and there's the number 5 here? And can you see them here in our question? So all you actually have to do is this. Can you wait for it when you guys see it? Is when you get a question like that, all you have to do is cancel out the zeros and then do the first number times the second number, so 4 times 5, equals 20, same thing. I didn't have to do all of that faff that I did in red before. Crazy, right? How simple was that? Let me show you again if you don't believe how simple this is. Loving life with this new percentage way. Then let me get rid of that one. Go to this one. So let's go for another one. So let's say we want to find 20. Sorry about my drawings here. You can tell I'm new to this app. 20% of, let's say 30. Random number, but why not? Equals. Okay, so let's get our cancel out. So we're going to cancel out the zeros, and you can only do this, by the way, when it does have zeros at the end. So do remember that. That is the slight trick of it. So we now have 2 times 3 equals, well, what's 2 times 3? Hopefully you're just shouting it out virtually to me. 6. So 20% of 30 is 6. That's it. That's all you have to do. Well done, Lexi. Lexi's like, I got that. So hopefully you guys feel like, okay, this is really easy. So let me give you one. I'm not going to tell you the answers straight away this time. I'm going to let you guys tell me. Because hopefully you're thinking this is easy peasy lemon squeezy and percentages have never looked so easy. So let's go then. This time it's 30%. Hello, Jay. Yay, Jay commented in the right place. Well done, Jay. 30% of 60. Here we go. What's the answer? Well done, Chloe. I can see you were joining in with all of that before, so well done, my lovely. Well done, Lexi. Well done, Amy E. Did that feel easy, guys? Is this easy? Well done, Summer. Well done, Chloe B. I mean, I'm getting all the right answers, so I'm hoping you're finding this easy. Percentages have never felt so good, right? I love it when you find a trick with math. This is why I find math so exciting, because when you find a trick, it's like, oh my goodness. Make sure you're looking, my lovely, because I'm going to explain why your answer's incorrect, and then hopefully you'll feel more confident moving forward. Right, should we go for it? Because I feel like you guys are smashing this one. So, again, you cancel out the zeros, and you can only do this when there are zeros to cancel out. We'll talk a bit about when the percentage doesn't have a zero or when the amount doesn't have a zero in a second. So here you've got 3. The of becomes a times and 6. 3 times 6 is, as you've all correctly said, 18. So 30% of 60 is 18. Super duper well done. Have a go at this one just underneath. I'll leave that there for those that maybe got that wrong to have a go at this one now. Or I'm going to give you a hard one, why not? 70%. So we're going higher in percentage here, guys, of dun, dun, dun. What number am I going to choose? Let's go for 90. Two big numbers there. Oh gosh, sorry, my zero went a bit excited there. Right, what's the answer? 70% of 90. Lexi came in first last time, but Amy E has come in first this time. Wow, Amy E, just slightly check. I think you've just gone one a bit too much. Just have a look at your answer. Amansi, I knew you'd get it. Smashed it. Well done, lovely. Well done, Lexi. Well done, Summer. Good job. Jay, where are you at? Let's see your answer. Chloe B, let's see your answer. Great. Well done, guys. Okay, absolutely right. Well done, Chloe B. So again, cancelling out the zeros, which means we've got 7 times 9, and 9 lots of 7 or 7 lots of 9 are 63. Well done, oh, Haria, I think you just had a typo there. You put 64. I think it was just a typo. Bless you. And well done, Amy E, for your correction. Super. Right, so hopefully that makes a bit more sense. I'm just going to do one more where we go into like the hundreds. So we have a bit of a higher number, because why not push our limits while we're doing so well with this? It's so weird, by the way, doing math like this and not having a whole load of slides that I've prepared overnight. But hopefully you guys are finding this beneficial the same way. So let's go then. In fact, I was going to go 50%, but you should know that mentally. Let's go 40% of, I'm going to go for a higher number now, 100 and let's go 120. Now the same rule applies, but it's just a slightly larger calculation. See how you get on. Feel free to use a notepad to jot down your calculation if you want to. Let's see who comes in with the correct answer. Maria, I'm loving how vocal you're being this lesson by giving all your answers. So well done, sweetheart. Keep that up. Seems to be a bit of a battle between Lexi and Amy for first place, but Lexi's brought it back again this time. Well done, Lexi. Well done, Summer. Aman, smashing it. Well done, lovely. Well done, Haria. Amy, sweetheart. Good job, guys. So you would have noticed that we cancel out that 0, cancel out that 0, meaning we've got a 4 and a 12. Now, those of you that are great with your 12 times table would have been able just to count up 4 times. Those of you that aren't could have easily done the column method for multiplication. My apologies, talking nonsense there, same grid. So 2 times 4 is 8. And 1 times 4 is 4, giving us the answer of 48. So 40% of 120 is 48. Well done to those of you that had got that. Right, let's do one more of the hard one, and then we're going to step it up to the next level even further. when we deal with those pesky ones that don't end in a zero anymore. Okay, so let's do 60% of 60% of, oh, should I go even higher? Yeah, why not? 210. That's the answer. Pushing limits now, aren't I? Well done, Amy, for your correction, my lovely. Remember, use that column multiplication if you need to. It's always good just to use it anyway, just to check. Have a little check there, Aman. Well done, Amy E. Coming in first there, Amy. What a comeback. You're so resilient. Well done, lovely. Summer, well done. Lexi, well done. Just have a little look there, Aman. It was your you put a zero in your ones column and it shouldn't be a zero there. Well done, Chloe B. Superstar. Good job. Right. So, Aman, I'll explain it now, sweetheart, why that answer's incorrect. So, again, we cancel out our zeros, meaning we've now got 6 times 21. So if I was to do my column method, my 2 and my 1 times by 6, I get 1 times 6 is 6, and 6 times 2 is 12. So we should get the answer 126. Now, say for example you've done, because we're working you up to that dreaded word, that dreaded test, SATs. Now I say dreaded because everyone worries about it, but actually they end up being a bit of all right. And most children that sit their SATs at the end of year 6, or I say end of year 6, but in May of year 6, they often feel like, actually, that wasn't too bad at all, miss. And I'm like, yes, I told you. Now, I keep reiterating that SATs is not a year 6 test. SATs is a test that we take in year 6, but it measures your year 3, year 4, your year 5, and your year 6 learning. So often in SATs, around 30% of your learning comes from year 3 and year 4. So the questions on the SATs paper, 30% of them are year 3, year 4 questions, which by the time you're year 6, they're your easy questions. You're going to get those. Then you've got about another, usually around 20% comes from year 5, and then around 40% comes from year 6. Okay, now sometimes that changes a little bit, but that's roughly how it kind of works out. Now, what I'm hoping the lovely test examiners are going to do and administrators are going to do, what I'm hoping they're going to do is they're going to reduce that year 5 content for you, knowing that you've had a bit of a disturbed year 5 year. And they're going to say, okay, we're not going to include as many year 5 questions this year. We're going to increase the percentage of year 3, 4 questions we're going to give them, and we're going to increase the percentage of year 6 questions we're going to give them, and they're going to reduce the year 5 questions, knowing that you didn't really get as much teaching in year 5. So with that, in essence, hopefully you should be able to get through that test, and when you finish that test you usually have time to check through, don't you? How many times have you sat there, finished, the time is still going, you're thinking, what do I do now? This is the perfect way to check through. So say you've got a question like this in SATs and you thought, right, my answer's 126. You've gone through the paper and you think, right, let me check. You are supposed to do the inverse. The inverse is doing something backwards, okay? So here, what I would do is I think, okay, I worked out 60% to be 126. I know percent is out of 100. So that means I have 40% left to find. So I would find that 40%. So I'm going to do this in blue because this is me just checking my answer now. So I want to find 40% of 210. Could you do that for me first? And then I'll explain why that's a good thing to do. So what's 40% of 210? And the reason why I'm asking you to find 40%, like that, is because we found 60 before, and 60 out add 40 is 100, and percent is out of 100%, isn't it? So we're going to find that remainder 40 that the question didn't ask us for, but we're checking our answer. What is 40% of 210? Oh, Lexi, you're really close. Just have another look at your units column, your ones. Some are fantastic. Well done. Jay, you've been quiet for a little while, my lovely. Let's see if you can get a comment in. Hopefully it's making more sense to you, sweetie. And I'll have a check. We're doing 40% of 210. I'm hoping this, Mum, will help you a little bit. Check yours, Amy E. Check yours, Chloe B. Only some are with the correct answer. So this isn't that you don't know. This is your times tables having an effect. So just make sure that you are working it out properly. I'm going to give you another chance to look into that. Lexi, you've got exactly where I'm going to take you. So well done. Korea, well done. Lexi, well done. Amy E, well done. Right, good. So our timetable's looking a bit better now. Can you see how much a timetable can lead you in the wrong direction? So we've got to make sure we're good with our timetables, my lovelies. Right, so as you've now identified most of you, we've got 21 times 4. 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. So I'm going to squeeze it in. Sorry, it doesn't make quite sense. I do apologise. So you should have had 84. Now, if you think back to what we had here, where we had 60%, and what we now have 84%, our total number was 210. If we have done this right, when we add the 126 to the 84, we should go back to 210 because that's 100%, isn't it? So 126 add the 84. I should have probably done this on a new page. I do apologise. I'm squeezing it all in. 6 plus 4 is 10, isn't it? Draw a line. So put the 0 there. I'll have to carry the 1 over here so you can see it. 2 add 8 is 10. Add the 1 is 11. And 1 add 1 is 2. So we did get back to the 210. That's us confirming that this answer here, that the SATs paper asked, is correct because when we then found the remainder, we realised that we were right. Okay, so hopefully that gives you an idea of what you can do when you've got that added time in SATs and you're wondering how to best use it. Okay, right, let's go on to then making this slightly harder. Now, they're not always that nice and they're not always a percentage that ends in a 0. Sometimes you're looking for an amount that is a bit different. So say, for example, we want to look for 20% of 18. Now, in this instance, there's no 0 here for me to cancel out. So it makes it a bit harder. Now, all we were doing before when we were cancelling the zeros out is we were making the number 10 times smaller. We were dividing the number by 10. So do the same in this instance, divide these numbers by 10. And all you do to do that is pop a decimal point in between them. So if both numbers don't end in a row, pop a decimal point in between them to make them 10 times smaller. Okay, that's another way we can deal with this. Now this works out that we have the number 2 and we have the number 1.8. Okay, I didn't say 2.0 because that 0 doesn't really matter, does it? So I'm going to do 1.8 times 2, and I could put the 0.0 just to balance it out. And this is really good. Sorry, that line is awful. This is good because it helps you practice definitely a question you're going to get in your SATs. So it's practice for that as well. Okay, if it's freezing, do what you always do. You go out and you come back in, lovely, okay? And hopefully it'll refresh it for you. Now, when we're doing this, now I'm not going to bother here. The reason I'm not going to bother is because I know 8 times 0 is going to be 0 and 1 times 0 is going to be 0. So I feel like it's a waste of my time just writing 0.0. What's the point? So I'm just going to start with the 2. So 2 times 2 ones times 8 tenths, so it's in the tenths column. Well, what's 2 times 8? Hopefully you know that that is 16. So I'm going to put the 6 here, the decimal point, carry the 1 over. Nice and simple, right? And 2 times 1 is 2, add the 1 is 3. And that is it, guys. The answer of 20% of 18 is 3.6. Well done, Lexi. I can see you got that. Okay, so hopefully you're not daunted by the decimal point. As long as you line everything up according to place value, it's simple. Okay, I'll show you another one. Okay, let's do this instance. 30% of 12 equals. Okay. Good effort, Jude. Okay, so 30% of 12. So in this instance, again, decimal point in between them. Why are we putting a decimal point in between them? Because they both don't end in 0. If they both end in 0, we just cancel out the zeros. If they don't both end in zeros, put a decimal point in between them. Okay? You only put it 1 in. I'll show you what to do if it's a large number, actually, just in case you get that confused. Oh, hello, Declan. Lovely. Right. So what you have to do is that Amy coming in with the right answer already? Same thing. I'm going to do 3.0 multiplied, because that of means to multiply. So if you ever see a question like what's the product of 4 and 8, it means 4 times 8. If you see of in a mathematical question, it means multiply, okay? They try to trick you sometimes. But don't worry, when you come into year 6, your teachers will explain all of this to you so that you guys will be absolutely ready. We will not let coronavirus stop you guys from getting what you deserve in those SATs tests, I promise you. So again, I am not going to waste my time by doing 2 times 0, 0, 1 times 0, 0. It just wastes our time. So I'm going to go straight into doing something different. Now, this time I'm going to do, in fact, I've got 2 numbers here. So I'm just going to do the 3, okay? So 3 times the 2. 3 times 2 is 6. Done. Oh, sorry about my little extra dot there. Go away. There we go. There we go. And then 3 times 1 is 3. Done. Answer 3.6. So if you're unsure what I did, I'll just show you visually. I did 3 times by the 2 and I got 6. And then I did, go purple this time, because why not? And then I did 3 times the 1 and I got 3. Okay, the only number I didn't multiply by was a 0 because I knew it would just end up in zeros in this instance, and it wasn't necessary. Let's see how people got on with that. Well done, Jude. Well done, Lexi. Well done, Amy. Super. Declan again. Remember, just as I said to Jay, if it ever glitches, just close it and come back in, and it should work for you. Right, you guys ready to do one by yourselves? It looks like you guys are smashing this from all your responses. I hope you feel a bit more confident with percentages now, that you're gonna be able to do an amazing job when you get back to school and you get it in your arithmetic test. I hope you think, oh, this is easy. What kind of nonsense easy question are they giving me now? Right, ready. If you get all the percentage questions right, come tell me. Come and shout from the roof. I used a trick and I got them all right in my test. And I'm like, oh, dream. Right, 40% of 15 is what I want you to have a go at independently. I'm excited to see your answers. Don't let me down now, guys. Make sure you actually don't get the times table part wrong. So I think you guys know the method. It's just the times tables. So take your time. Don't rush an answer to me. Take your time. Get it right. Well done, Amy E. Superstar. Good job. Amy E, you're so much faster than everyone else. Everyone else is still working it out. Amy E, while people are working it out, did you want to find me what the remainder 60% is? Challenge. Well done, Lexi, superstar. Well done, Amy, for getting the 60% as well. Right, let's have a look. So again, decimal point, decimal point. My new calculation is 4.0 multiplied by 1.5. And I'm making sure I line this all up so that my decimal points are in line so that I get the correct answer. Well done, Summer. Aman, close. Close, lovely. Right, again, so I could do the 0 times the 5 and the 0 times the 1, but that's just going to give me 0.0. So I'm going to ignore that, know that I've done that in my head and I know what that's all about. So I'm going to start here. I want to make it really explicit for everyone. I'm going to start by doing this first. 4 times the 5. And 4 times 5, well, hopefully you know, fingers crossed, is 20. So I'm going to put that there and put the 2 here. Okay. Then I'm going to go over to the next one. I'm going to do this 4 now multiplied by the 1. Again, like I said, I've crossed out that 0. I'm not multiplying that by anything because I know it doesn't amount to anything. So 4 times 1 is 4. Add the 2 gives me 6. So 40% of 15 is 6. Okay? So well done to those of you that had got that correct. Superstars. Right, you ready to step it up a little bit? In fact, I think I want to give you just one more. Just one more. And then we'll step it up to the final stage that you need to know. Here's me thinking this lesson is going to take me like 20 minutes, guys, because I thought I'm just going to quickly show you and then off I go. But I'm loving it because you're doing so well. So let's go to just one more. Let's have 60% of what number do we want? Let's still keep it a fairly low number. Let's go of let's go 15. No, we had 15 last time, didn't we? Let's go of 18. Okay, off we go. Even I have to work this one out. Well done, Amy E. Gosh, you're super fast now, Amy E. Well done, Lexi, following straight behind her. I'll give the others a little bit more time. And for anyone that's struggling, I'll do this for you. Well done, Summer. Your decimal point's in the wrong place, but I don't know if that was just a typo. I don't know if you guys even know what typo means. I could be using some language you guys have never heard. Typo just means a typing mistake. So sorry if I'm shouting out typo at you. Typo, typo. You're thinking, what are you talking about this? What language is this? Come on, superstar. Well done, lovely. Good job. Right, good. Okay, so again, not going to factor in the 0 at this point because in this instance it doesn't count for anything. Well done, Lexi, for doing the bless you, for doing the 40% as well, for checking your answer. Gosh, Amy E's on the same wavelength as you. She's just handed me the exact same answer as well. You two are superstars. Right. So again, gonna start off here. Sorry about my squiggly, ridiculous line, but hey ho, you know the point. So 6 times 8, hopefully you would have got to the answer of 48. So popping the 8 here, carrying the 4 over. And then, oh, here we go. Going to do this part next. 6 times 1 is 6, and 4 is 10, giving us a result of 10.8. So 60% of 18 is 10.8. And roughly again, if you use your mathematical brain, half, so 50% of 18, 18 divided by 2 is 9. So 60% would obviously be just above the 9 and 10 just above 9. So hopefully, again, those little things help you to kind of ascertain whether your answer is correct or incorrect. Now, just stepping up that little bit more is well done, Summer, for getting that as well, lovely. Is sometimes the get rid of this bit. Oh. Right, sometimes it's the percentage that is a random number. So sometimes you might get something like 25, right? How often have we seen a 25%? The 25% of, let's think what number, 20. Why not 20? Equals. Now, again, there's still only 1 0, so we still have to use that decimal point. So you put the decimal point here, decimal point here, and then off you go. So have a go at that. So this time, the zero is in the amount, not in the percentage, but the method remains the same. I just don't want you to be put off by it. Well done, Amy E. Well done, Lexi. Well done, Aman. Super. Good. You guys are doing really well with your calculations. I'm not seeing as many times table errors now. So you guys are really focusing and getting great answers. Super, super, super. So I'll start to write this out as I wait for a couple more to come through. Well done, Summer. Good. Right, again, don't need to do the zero. I will show you actually what the zero looks like. Hold up. Because I just want to show you why I'm not bothering. I know some of you probably do know, but I just want some of you to see that it really has no impact. I'm not just being lazy. Right, so let's go. 0 times 5, 0. 0 times 2, 0. So I've done that now, haven't I? So I'm just going to tick it and say, right, done that one. Okay. Then if I go back and do 2 times 5, well, 2 times 5 is 10. And 2 times 2 is 4, add the 1, 5. And then if I was to add all those together, I'd just get 5. So can you see there was no point me doing this row here? Because all I'm ever going to end up is 0, 0. So that's why I don't bother doing it. I just go straight to this row here to get my answer 5. So well done to all of you. Some are well done, lovely. That got 5. Okay, let's go for the next one up. Oh, hold up. I've already got one up, haven't I? Let's do one more of that level, and then I'm going to take you to the last level, and then you guys will be percentage geniuses. You will watch when we get back to school, and the people that haven't tuned into this live lesson, they don't get the percentage questions right, and you'll sit there and be like, all smug because you were here, you know, you're smashing life. So here we go. 35% of 80 is what I want you to do next. Off you go. Remember, take your time, get the calculation correct, my lovelies. Do you know when this comes in helpful as well? You know when you're in shopping and you think you see a bargain, see a pair of shoes and it goes 10% off. You guys can work that out now. It's like, oh, I'm only saving £2. It's me, Amy, that was quick. Well done, Aman. Super. Aman, you've come a long way in this lesson. I'm really proud of you, lovely. So have you, Amy, actually struggled initially, didn't you, sweetheart? But you've really, really got to grips with it now. You haven't given me a wrong answer, neither of you, in ages, showing that you guys are truly mastering this. Your brain's obviously woken up now. You know what I was saying to Miss Cassell? When we go back to school and I've got my class and she's got her class, I'm going to miss you guys. Doing well over these live lessons. I have to pop in and see you and be like, hi. Well done, Lexi. Well done, Summer. We've just finished all your reports, guys. So you'll be getting your reports back this term, and that'll tell you who your new teacher is next year. Are you guys excited for that? Sorry, I'm digressing, aren't I? You can mess with me about that in a second. Want to know all the goss, guys. Right, let's have a look. I think all you guys that have been online are getting glowing reports. We cannot be like, thank you guys enough. We're so grateful to you guys tuning in each day. You're amazing. Right, so 3.5 are, 35% of 80 brings us to 3.5. You guys are going to be so much better at doing decimals now as well, which is good. It's always good when you're learning a skill and it helps you out with another skill. Dream wild. There we go. So again, not going to do the zero, going to do 8 times 5. So what did you get for that? Hopefully you would have got 40, did you? Am I doing this one right? Yeah, just checking. We would have got 40. And then 8 times 3, 24. Add the 4 here. Would have given you 28. So you should have got 28 as your answer, which I can see you all did. Well done. Right, the only way they can make this harder is the only thing I've shown you so far is when it's a 0 and you cancel the zeros out, and when it's a 5 and you put the decimal in between. The only way that they make it any harder for you is if they don't have if they give you just a random number. So not like a 0 or a 5 in it. Instead it's got like 18%. Oh, I hate doing it in red, sorry, my apologies. Let's go here. I like doing my working out in red. So 18% of let's see what number I want. I did work this one out. Of 30. So it's a bit more of a random percentage, but the method remains the exact same. So have a go with that one. Miss Purcell's just written in saying how proud she is and how amazing you're doing. She didn't even put so with a S-O. It's S-O-O-O to emphasize how pleased she is with how amazing you guys are doing. Well done, Amy E, for going that extra step and finding the 65% of 80 as well. It's really nice that you're constantly challenging yourself and using that to convince you of your answer. It's amazing. I think Miss Purcell, we should consider next year saying to the year 6 teachers, I would have a virtual learning class and a non-virtual learning class and see how they're doing, because there's going to be such a difference between the people that are on these lessons and not. It's crazy. Oh, Aman, check you out with the first answer this time. I've never called your name out for the first time as the first person. So, whoop whoop to Aman. There you are with the fastest finger. This is your moment. This is your moment. This is Aman's moment. Anyway, I, sh- I shan't hurt your eardrums anymore with that, Aman. Amy, coming in second. Well done, lovely. All the correct answers. Times tables are no longer an issue. I'm ever so pleased. We have made great progress together in this lesson. I'm really, really happy with how you guys are doing. Right, let's go for it. As I write this out, I should get a few more responses coming through. So again, popping the decimal in there. 1.8 multiplied by 3.0. Miss First sounds like, yes, there's going to be a massive difference between the virtual learners and the non-virtual learners. I agree with Fessa. Good luck to the year 6 too. Right. Yes, Summer, well done, lovely. Well done, Lexi. You guys are amazing. Right, so again, we're going to just neglect that 0 because we know it doesn't really a factor. So we're going to do 3 times 8, which would have given you 24. So put the 4 there, the decimal point, and carry the 2 over. 3 times 1 is 3, add the 2, 5, meaning 18% of 30 is 5.4. Now, do you remember yesterday, no, it wasn't yesterday, Tuesday, when I was saying to you, percentages, fractions, and decimals are best friends? Well, now you can see why, because can you see how much we've used decimals to support us with understanding these percentages? We probably could have used fractions as well, but that'll be for another day for us to explore. But I hope that has made sense to you, and I hope you feel more and more confident now with finding percentages of an amount. And I really hope that when you do come back to us and you encounter these types of questions, that you know what to do and you get all the marks for it, because these are nice easy marks to pick up and they will be across your tests, and that will get you ever closer to that pass or that greater depth score that you might want to go for next year. But in the meantime, I'm going to end the lesson just 5 minutes early because we have covered what we needed to cover today. Get on with your doodle tasks that you have to do, your doodle extras, and do make sure that you do your 5 day or 10 a day. Some people have different a days because of their ability, because when you do that, it improves your age score and improves your progress score. So some of you, in the short time, say the 9 weeks that we've been doing lockdown and these virtual learning lessons, some of you have actually gone up by a few months in age in your English and your math. So well done for that. Keep that up and keep doing those tasks. Lexi, I'm glad you enjoyed. I did too. A very impromptu lesson with the internet connection issues at school, but hopefully worthwhile for you. And I will see you next Tuesday where we'll do our next math lesson. So take care, guys. It's raining, so you'll probably be inside, but enjoy. And I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.